Day 385 of doing a LeetCode problem every day until I get a job. All right, y'all, we're back again another day, another LeetCode problem where we're doing daily LeetCode problems. And today we have question number 2185, counting words with a given prefix. The difficulty level is easy, so you already know we're going to keep the solution as simple and easy to understand as possible. But before we get started, y'all, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you need any new Apple AirPods, go ahead and check out that link in the description and get you some. Now let's see what the question says. You are given an array of strings words and a string pref. Return the number of strings in words that contain pref as a prefix. A prefix of a string S is any leading contiguous substring of S. All right, y'all, so that sounds simple enough, but let's go ahead and take a look at these examples just to make sure we're doing this problem correctly. So in example 1, we have the input words equals an array of strings, pay, attention, practice, attend. Pref equals the string A and T. Output is 2. Explanation says the two strings that contain A and T as a prefix are attention and attend. So let's go ahead and break this down one step further just to make sure we really understand what's going on. So we have the pref, which is a string at, which means we want to count all of the words in this array words that start with the letters A and T, right? Because the prefix needs to be A and T, so we want to count the words in the array of strings words that start with A and T. So in this case, you can see pay, that doesn't start with A and T, so we could skip that. Attention starts with the letters A and T, so we could add that to our count. Now we have a count of 1. Practice does not start with the letters A and T, so we can skip that one. Then we have attend. Attend does start with the letters A and T, so we can add that to our count, and now our count is 2. And as you can see, we have 2 words in the array words that start with the letters A and T. We have one right here with attention and one right here with attend, thus the output is 2. So let's go ahead and take a look at example 2, where they might try to throw a trick question our way where none of the words start with the prefix. So in example 2, we have the input words equals an array of strings, LeetCode, win, loops, and success. Pref equals a string code. The output is 0. There are no strings that contain code as the prefix. So remember, the prefix means the word starts with code, not ends with code, because you might see LeetCode right here and say LeetCode has code in it, but it doesn't matter because it doesn't start with code, it ends with code. We're looking for words that code is the prefix, meaning it comes first. It starts, like up here, A and T starts the word. Down here, code ends the word, so we cannot use that in our count. And as you can see, none of the strings in this array of words start with the word code, so thus our output is 0. So now that we understand the question, y'all, let's get into the fun part, the actual solution. Solution is not that difficult to understand at all. And I got 2 solutions for y'all today, so make sure you stick around after the first one so we can see the second one. Now, the first thing we want to do is we want to declare a variable called count, and that's going to keep count of all of the words that we find for our output. As you can see, our output is an integer, so we want to keep count of all of the words that have the prefix. Boom. Then we're going to come right here. We're going to say for word in words where word dot prefix, open up the parentheses, we're going to say pref dot count sorry, y'all, I don't know how that happened. Then we're going to come outside of the parentheses, we'll say equals pref. So what that is going to do is it's going to search the prefixes in word, and it's going to count the number of words where they have the prefix, which is pref, that will be given to us right here. Boom. Then we're going to open up the brackets, and we're going to increment count plus equals 1. Boom. So that's going to get us the count, and then we're going to come right here, and then we're going to come right here, and all we have to do is say return count. So let's go ahead and run this. Make sure it runs properly before we submit it. Boom. Now let's go ahead and submit it. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. And look at that, y'all. 0 milliseconds beats 100% of users with Swift. Now let's go ahead and get into the second solution. The second solution is just as simple, y'all. And guess what? We got a one-liner. That's right. That's why I wanted to make sure I show y'all this second solution, because it's only one line of code. So why not go over it as well? And it's very simple. All we have to do is say words.count, open up the brackets, and this is for Swift 6, y'all. So then we're going to say $0. So that's going to loop through each word and words, right? Boom. This is going to that's what the $0 represents. It's going to go through each string in the array of words. Then we're going to say $0 dot has prefix. So we're going to see which word and words has the prefix. Then we just open up the parentheses and say pref. And then this is going to get us the count right here. And that's all. That's all we had to do, y'all. So let's go ahead and give this a run before we submit it. Make sure it runs properly and it's accepted. So let's go ahead and submit it, y'all. Make sure it's still accepted after we submit it. And look at that. It's a little bit slower, but hey, it gets the job done. It's 3 milliseconds beats 23.33% of users with Swift. That's why I wanted to make sure I give y'all two different solutions, because you never know what that time complexity is going to look like. But with that being said, y'all, I hope y'all learned something today, and I hope to see y'all here tomorrow for another day, another LeetCode problem. See y'all then.